So, hello and welcome to this week's Mammoths Battle Report. We've got Cryx versus Grymkin. So, I'm Matt and I'm going to be playing Grymkin.
And I'm Adam and I'm going to be playing Cryx.
So, just the scenario is spread the net.
It certainly is.
It certainly is. So, it's a nice live scenario which keeps everyone on the toes. My list is, as I remember, King of Nothing. It's the same one that I played last week on the stream. So it's King of Nothing, 2 Cage Rages, 6 Skin and Moan, six Crabbits, I think 4 of which are free, 2 Gorehounds, a Frightmare, a Skin and Moans, and then it's got 2 minion units of Dreadrots, Karianna Rose, 4 Gremlin Swarms, I think 1 of which is free, and a Glimmer Imp because spare points and nice to be able to hit stuff. So yeah, and then Adam.
So I'm playing the Witch Coven of Garlghast, otherwise known as that broken coven thing. I'm playing them in Darkhost. So my list is 2 Night Wretches, a Desecrator, the ubiquitous Wraith Engine, 2 Max Bane Riders, a max unit of Bane Warriors with the Officer and Standard, and then 3 BLT, a Necrotech, and a Scarlet Thrall.
Cool. So we did the roll, and obviously you wanted to go second, so you won the roll and
immediately picked sides and started throwing clouds out everywhere.
Yep. So they're the 2 plastic 4-inch circles that you can see on the screen. So one at the top, one at the bottom, quite nicely balanced.
The large fog cloud that was already in that zone just made it like crazy that I could get a whole load of Banes in there and get them proud. I know you've not got a huge amount of shooting attacks, but nonetheless you've still got spells you can arc, so just making it a bit more difficult and forcing you to bring the Cage Rages forward.
Yeah, makes sense.
Was my plan with that.
And the other one just for a witch to sit in, I'm guessing.
Yes, yeah, just to get them up to def 18 against ranged and magic is okay.
It's always nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The MC Hammer thing, can't touch this. So yeah, other than that, we'll go through quickly the terrain even. Got a wall at the top, we're treating it as hardcover. Got the pre-mentioned fog cloud in the top zone. To the left of the flag on the left hand side of the table, that's difficult terrain. We've got water to the left of the big circular zone. We've got a house at the top of it. Bottom of it is woods. The snowy coloured stuff on the right hand side in sort of the middle of the table, that's a hill, and then we've got the bunker at the bottom, the trench at the bottom. I think that's all covered. So let's get round to starting the video. And yes, so bear with us a second. So I'll quickly going first into Coven isn't ideal because I don't know where he's putting anything, so I just need to sort of spread everything out. So I've stuck with the similar things that I did in the last video, with the whole king in the centre with a couple of shield guards around him, and then a teleport target either side with the Dreadrots, and then mix everything else in just to measure really. But we'll get to that in a second. It was an interesting one because I don't know, first time into Coven, so it's always going to be intriguing.
Yeah, you'd heard a lot about what the cover could do on this scenario, and the coveted 5 CPs in 1 turn.
Yeah.
So you already had that in your mind.
That's it. There was no way it was going to be a top of 3 loss.
Yeah. It's particularly brutal when that happens, but it's easy enough to contest, and thankfully you've got those silly little gremlin swarms that are really difficult to get rid of, and just getting those into zones and contesting my flag and getting one onto your flag is a surefire way to slow down the Coven scenario game.
Yeah, that's it. And
generally is how I try and play the Coven. They'll eat through attrition wise, but they can play a really hard scenario game, and that's what I was looking at doing, especially with this scenario.
That's it, you're daft not to.
So I'm just deploying. I want 1 unit of riders going for each zone, and then looking at how you've deployed and where that Cage Rager is, I'm thinking I'm going to flood the top zone with all my Bane Warriors. They're going to go up there and deal with that. I then changed my mind a bit and decided that the riders can have some fun with that house, and hopefully you'll leave one around so that you can trigger vengeance, and then I can pop out the sides of it, get some good angles to get some charges off. So Wraith Engine in the middle, so I can send it either way where I think is going to be the most useful.
That's it. So we're on to the start of the game. The Gremlin Swarm's gone, just apparitioning up. I would have liked Cage Rager a bit higher up, so I could arc some Ashes to Ashes into the Bane Warriors at some point, which obviously wasn't going to happen, but it forced me to think about things.
Yeah, it's interesting your position on that second Cage Rager, the middle one. You did keep him quite central most of the game and never felt the need to go up into that top zone. So I felt with your limited attacks up there and you're not wanting to commit too early with the Skins and Moans, that you weren't going to get to RFP too many of my Bane Warriors.
Yeah. Yeah, for them to get brought back. Yeah, so this was the Crabbits all throwing forward. There wasn't much shooting, so I wasn't as scared. I possibly could have thrown a few more Crabbits forward, but for the time being, it sort of worked. But yeah, just putting the king in. Unfortunately, he was a bit closer to the Frightmare than I'd have liked, with his -2 armor bubble, but yeah, it is what it is. So I put Curse of Shadows, no.
No, I did that.
You did that. Dark Shroud went up on the Cage Rager, and sorry, on the Skin and Moans, and then obviously those clouds in the middle just to block any lines of sight that were coming through the middle.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to go for a full LOS blocking like that. I thought they'd be a bit more scattered around, and that kind of opened up an opportunity for me very early on, which we should see in a couple of minutes. So I'm just looking at where I can put the Egregore, keeping it out of range of certain things, so 6-inch walk, 5-inch shooting, keeping it out of 10 inches of that delightful Skins and Moans at the top. Don't really want him to go and have a cuddle with him. So yeah, I'm just having a look, so I'll get a rough idea what's going to go on. No allocation this turn, and then everybody starts doing their turn 1 shenanigans. BLT onto the flag, Witch straight into that cloud. You'll find through the game I measure an awful lot for no apparent reason. Whenever I watch myself back, I kind of realise that I probably spent 3 minutes measuring stuff that really shouldn't be measured at all.
It's thinking time though, isn't it?
It is. So this is the opportunity I got from the clouds not being there. So very early on I think, right, okay, I know I'm going to feat turn 1. I know you're going to try and run into me. So I'm going to try and get Curse of Shadows onto that unit, so it really doesn't make a huge difference with what I do with the cavalry. And that was my intention. So Desecrator goes piling into the zone after getting Infernal Machine. All the Bane Warriors getting them ready. Keep the flag 5 away from the Bane UA, so he gets the extended command range. Then this unit of Bane Riders, just trying to position them using the building to my advantage. Wraith Engine goes up, make sure the bubble gets everything I want, and then Curse of Shadows into them. Throw Occultation onto this bottom unit just in case it doesn't get in the feet, pop feet, and pass turn.
Yeah, and then I'm fairly certain I go into the tank for a bit on this one, I'm afraid, so bear with us.
It wasn't quite deep sea diving, but it was nearly there.
So all I'm thinking about is just making sure that I can contest all the zones, making it as hard as possible for Adam to get my stuff out the zones, because, like I say, the top of 3 loss was always a fear in the back of my mind. I also, it's worth pointing out, hadn't realised how awesome Curse of Shadows was. I knew it stopped you taking free strikes. I knew there was the armor debuff. I hadn't realised you could move straight through the models, which was massive.
Yeah, and that was my intention all along.
Yeah.
They've not got a huge amount of armour. With Curse of Shadows, it does mean impact attacks that will actually kill them most times.
Yeah.
But excluding tough rolls, obviously.
That's it, but it's quite nice that you can ignore the tough roll happens potentially, but you can still go through them anyway with it.
Yeah, it does make for some interesting shenanigans with impact attacks and cavalry charges. They can no longer be used as a solid screen for your heavies.
Yeah. And actually, had I known what it does, I don't know if I'd change anything.
Yeah,
Aside
I don't know.
The only potential change would have been to maybe use them as body blockers for the Cage Rager or something, in that stop landing zones rather than...
Yeah, stopping landing zones would have changed things around. I'd have potentially been looking at putting a Desecrator AoE on them to clear a zone.
Yeah.
For my cavalry to land in, but then again, it really depended on what else was available.
So the Gorehound's gone in. It's engaged the Arc Node. Primarily. Oh no, it's not.
No, it's coming.
What's?
Here we go.
Oh, it's the Gremlin Swarm that's gone into the Arc Node, isn't it? Just to stop it running off, and then. Oh, this was the fully enraged. So I thought power 14 it should trash this Arc Node. Promptly missed, and then that was it.
Yeah, the -2 mat was quite crippling.
Yeah.
Against you, that boosted 10, 50-50. So unfortunately, you missed. So the Arc Node survived.
Didn't go my way, but it's engaged, so it's not arcing spells at the moment.
No, and this is where I had a complete brain fart for most of the game and forgot that the Coven has Ghostly, so I could have just arced Ghostly onto it. Through itself.
Yeah.
Well, not through itself because it was engaged, but
through which?
Through which could have cast Ghostly and then it could have done what it liked. So I did spend a little extra time later on just trying to uncouple it.
That's it. So
from the loving grasps of that Gorehound.
Yeah, giving it a big kiss. The Cage Rager's moved up. My thought was to arc a spell through it at... Here we go. I thought, was it 8s to hit?
Yeah, engaged.
Engaged. Or was it 10s? Well, I don't know.
No. You're Fury 8.
Fury 8.
I'm Defense 12.
Oh, 16.
So,
yeah.
So it was 8.
So it was 8s. So that's why he's run to where he is. He's also in the zone and they're not the easiest of things to remove. In the centre...
Then I did say to you, don't forget I've got Occultation on. So
yeah,
that changed your mind completely and you decided to have a go at the Arc Node, if I remember rightly.
Yes, rather than the cavalry.
Which was also engaged and 2 deaths higher.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Why go for the easy one?
Yeah, why not?
So in the centre I've created this sort of lack of landing spaces, or that was my intention with the Gremlin Swarms. Just hopefully get the Moans trampling through the building and at something the next turn. The Arc Node, or the spell was then arced through and managed to blast
one of your own guys.
One man Dreadrots in the back of the head, quite nicely.
Thanks to Curse of Shadows. Killing it delightfully.
Yeah, and sort of disengage the Arc Node with one more guy, making it easier again for you to get away.
Yeah.
And then the king goes in his own little bubble, sit him at defense 17, and then puts dodge on to hopefully step back out the way if anything gets to him.
Yeah. So my turn, I just measure, make sure you're not within 11, and I can do anything silly with the Infernal Machine Desecrator. Nothing more comical than getting crit shreds on a caster over and over and over again. That's the wish we all wish about. So I'm thinking I can't get this bottom zone emptied. I very much doubt I can kill a Cage Rager and everything else that's in there, but I can certainly get rid of the Animus that gets you Eyeless Sight. So that opportunity is just too much to pass up on. I then start looking about the top zone. I can see that I'm going to be able to get some Bane Warriors in there. Start chipping away at that unit before you start RFP and me. that RFP ability can get exceedingly annoying after a while. You forget about it, and then you look at the RFP pile and the dead pile, and the dead pile's got 1 in it, which is exactly what happened in this game, and everything else with RFP by silly men with pitchforks. So.
That's it. Or big monsters with cages.
Yes. Yeah.
None of which particularly makes sense, but yeah. So I think you ended up walking in, didn't? Did you walk in, or did you run charge with the? Oh, we're not at the.
No. I'm still trying to work out what can get where. What I can do. I know from where that cage rager is, Egregore cannot sit there. It was a ballsy charge forward, turn 1, and then it's going to be an Italian advance. Sorry for any Italians watching. A tactical advance backwards. So I'm just starting to look at what can happen.
So one thing that's worth pointing out is that it was actually quite a balanced game. You know, some games with Cryx you can be quite one-sided, can't they?
Yeah.
If you've not got the tech, and this.
Yeah, you've got quite a reasonable amount of tech. You've got some good survivability on your caster. You've got ashes to ashes. You've got free spells left, right, and centre. Yeah, so you can actually get quite a lot of work done with your caster. I think that's one of the really nice things about King of Nothing. You can work very well with both themes. And you get an awful lot of work done out of him, providing you've got a couple of cage rages for arcing the spells around.
Yeah.
So getting some impact attacks, trying to get into the back arc of him, but I just can't do that. So I know the Gorehound needs to be dealt with. Nice little impact there, get rid of that guy. So impact attacks have already got rid of most of the unit, which I was quite pleased about. And then start to churn through and get some damage onto these beasts.
Oh, the core, yes.
Yeah, the classical 1/1 damage roll there. I decided to use the casino dice so that people could see what I was rolling. Sometimes they're not so great on these mats, but they did pretty well this game, so I couldn't grumble. There I am. I've just killed your. I forgot what they're called.
Frightmare.
Yeah.
So this is where we flicked the clock and I triggered Taste of Ash.
Yes.
I had a vision of losing probably at least 4 or 5 heavy beasts this turn, so I thought, well, play it and see how it goes.
Yeah. And of course, because it's in my turn, it doesn't trigger vengeance, so it's a great way to chip away damage.
Yeah. Cracking idea.
So some repositions. I didn't reposition particularly well with that unit. I could have done a bit better. Going on from a couple of turns, it'll become apparent. So I'm just looking at if the Cage Rager can actually get to my Desecrator, so the Desecrator can stand an aim. I know this Gorehound can actually go and eat a witch if it wants to, so I really want it dead. I also want my Arc Node freed. So I think I get the AoE key out in a minute and just see whether my AoE will actually get my Arc Node as well. Yeah, here I am.
I think it's worth pointing out, is it 2 boxes left on the Gorehound or something? It wasn't many, was it?
No. It was very, very few indeed. So yeah.
There's the key.
It certainly is. So the Arc Node was out, my Cavalry was in, and obviously the Dreadrock was in as well. So managed to hit with the aim even though it was engaged. Did almost left it on 1 box, I think, at this point in spirit.
Yeah. No, it was in.
It was in mind because I desperately wanted to get rid of mine, so you only had 1 dice to take me with a free strike.
Yeah.
Because I completely forgot about Ghostly again. So yeah, the Arc Node actually goes in boost to hit and then doesn't break armour because power 7 on that little chicken head. Power 14 gun, power 7 head. Work that out. It's Cryx. We just need a bit more help with some of our jacks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
They are well underpowered, aren't they, Cryx?
Yeah, brutally underpowered, but we plod on. So I know I'm not going to get rid of that Gorehound now. So I've just got to concentrate my turn onto this this top zone. My clock's ticking away. I've already probably spent 8-10 minutes at this point. These guys are just getting a. I think I charged in the end because I couldn't get over the wall with the walk. So again, the 5 inches away from the UA, and there's some spectacular misses and a couple of toughs. So didn't quite get the work done that I wanted to on that unit.
No, there's a lot of tough rolls this term.
Yes, yeah, there was a couple.
So this is the Gorehound getting smacked, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, he took a bit of a beating, and then again, you doing damage to me.
Yeah.
And this is how one guy got killed and not RFP'd.
Yes, that was it.
We were trying to work out why there was one solitary guy on his own. He was not in the RFP pile.
That was it. Luckily, I rolled quite low on all the D3 extra ones, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I was hoping that would churn through the Banes quite nicely, but never mind.
So I looked at. I was wanting to be within 8 to try and crack a spell into there, but then I went to within 6 and took a shot. So you shield guarded it onto that Crabbit.
I did, hoping that Crabbit might die. It didn't.
No.
It's the few times that you want stuff to die, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't have any extra focus to boost that, unfortunately. So, witch onto the flag, all the normal witch things running around.
I took out the Gremlin Swarm.
Yeah. First of many. They just seem to. I'm pretty sure Matt slid another one onto the table at some point.
Hell, God loves a trier.
Yeah. They just seem to be everywhere. So yeah, I ran 2 cavalry. I wanted vengeance next turn. I also wanted to force him to do something with the Cage Rager rather than bring it forwards. Not the Cage Rager, sorry.
The Skin of Moans.
Yeah.
That's it, and it had a potential line on the battle engine, didn't it? Which is why that's.
Which is why out comes a 10-inch spray, and there goes the aggregate.
Yeah. So it's probably worth noting that's a trample, isn't it? Through the building with Ghostly.
Yes. Yeah.
From the King. And we're working out what turn it was. Turn 3, and
I think I scored 2 that turn. Yeah, top zone and flag. So, not particularly brilliant. I would have liked to have scored another one, but unfortunately, Gremlin Swarms and just Matt's filling of this bottom zone was enough to stop me from getting the third one.
Yeah, which I think would have been crucial, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it can really start to force what you're doing from then on.
But there's so many ways to score on this. I mean, if you're 3 points ahead, it's not that hard to stick someone on the flag and to contest the top, to get the top zone to you.
Yes, yeah.
So, I think I was a bit lucky, but yeah, it worked. You also saw me then measure the 1 inch for Serenity from one of the Gremlin Swarms to the Cage Rager. And then in a minute you'll watch me apparition 2 inches away from...
Yeah.
Which works quite well, so then the other one gets apparitioned back again to fill its place.
It was a nice little tango they had going.
So yeah, so that's me looking at 8 inches, seeing if I can get anything to a battle engine or a warjack.
I wondered what you were doing at this point. I knew that Gremlin Swarm was going to try and get in there. I hadn't thought about that space. I could have occupied that a bit better, and you obviously went and cuddled my art node, which is never a good thing for any warjack to have a Gremlin Swarm all over it.
Let's just rip some bits off it.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, I need to clear the bottom zone. The Cage Rager I reckon can do 2 of them. I've then got 3 more cavalry to deal with. I've also got this nice idea of the Gorehounds going into the back of, ideally, the Witch, to try and take one Witch off, because obviously reducing control area, reducing focus pool, always good. And at the top I'm just thinking, go and munch stuff. I don't think I knew what to do with the Skin and Moans particularly. One idea was to go through and take the free strikes, but I don't think it would have gone particularly well. And the Cage Rager couldn't. The Cage Rager could have killed. There's only one in free strike distance, so the Cage Rager could have gone and taken out that one Bane Cav. but then it's what the Skin and Moans could then do because everything else is.
Yeah, there wasn't really anything for it to actually go after, and that was my intention. You were out of range for the Desecrator, you were out of range for Egregore, so I gave you a couple of cav knowing that I wanted the extension or to be able to change my facing and get some charge lanes with the other cavalry units. Yeah,
because the first one's getting munched. That was an enraged Crabbit ripping apart one of them. So it does happen sometimes.
yeah, those Crabbits were exceptionally annoying. Yeah, it's just walk forward, bounce into the back, and then boost some damage. You were using the King of Nothing quite well as well for just debuffing the armour on things.
Yeah, I think that's where the second one goes, isn't it? And the King comes up in a minute. I'm always a bit unsure. Everyone seems to play the King really high up, but I don't think he's survivable enough to necessarily do that.
I think, like we were talking about after the game, if you're going to do that, then you have to keep some of the Dreadrots back, so that you've got the Sands of Fate targets.
Yeah, to get out of dodge.
Yeah, he wants to get out of dodge really quick when the heat's coming in. So
that's it. Now I'm just not comfortable enough at the moment doing it. So here's the RFPing from the Dreadrots. And hopefully push. Well, it was just to push them back really, so that there's you can't really see it, but there's the Glimmer Imps up there, just hiding out on the flag. Being stealthed in Defence 14 is always quite good for him to just take things like that. The Skin and Moans. Oh, Skin and Moans did his moonwalk. I decided in the end that was the best way to do it, to take 2 cav definitely off him. It also powers up his armour and strength.
Yeah, that was the one thing I hadn't actually thought about. Giving him 2 corpses was probably a bad idea. But
at the same time, you've got Vengeance, you've got Ghostly, so you've got the opportunity to come through next turn.
Yes. Yeah. So this is where you suddenly realise that you can actually run to within 5 of the Egregore and the Witch and go and have some fun.
So I got carried away.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier and just how survivable these skills are. It is ludicrous just how survivable this unit is. I've had multiple attempts now of people trying to assassinate them directly on the witches or through the ball. And I've lost the witch is the maximum I've lost so far. And that was with a very concerted effort with a Getterix. So,
maybe they'll do that, won't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I'd have killed the witch regardless, but I also had some pretty appalling dice rolls. I think it was like dice off 1.
Yeah, it was a power 12 going into armor 13, and as you can see, you boosted the damage and
rolled 6.
yeah.
And then did it again and rolled a 5. So it was just like, oh dear. So having failed to kill one, because in my little brain I was going, this will be great. Gorehound in on 1 witch, arc spells at the other witch, and suddenly there's only 1 witch left.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Which would have been absolutely horrific for me.
Yeah,
and would have probably changed the course of the game quite significantly. But thankfully they are quite difficult to kill.
Yeah, so instead I took my fury out with the Crabbit and in the King's Aura, power 10 equivalent again, and here we go.
This is quite funny, just being attacked by a swarm of bunnies. Pretty sure that Bane Rider didn't have a clue what was going on with his undead state.
That's it, and then the Crabbits covered the line of sight to the King and passed the turn. I think I scored 2. No, I scored the 1, didn't I, that turn?
Yeah, you scored
just
the
on
1.
the flag.
Yeah. So again, checking a couple of ranges, and then Vengeance kicks off, and another tough roll. Yeah, and there he is on his bug. So that Gorehound definitely just has to die. As much as I don't really want to send the Bane Rider in after him, I can't have that Gorehound running around doing things like that to witches, so it's just not happening. I measure fine, I've put the Arc Node out of control, so he doesn't need to run this turn anyway. It would have been nice to stood still, take a shot and boosted the damage into Cage Rager, but that was through my own silly fault. So. Can't quite remember what was going through my mind at this point. Probably not a lot.
You were working out how best to kill the Cage Rager in the middle.
Yeah, that's true.
and whether you could get at the Skin of Moans as well, I think.
Yeah, I'd got an intention to get 1 into the Skin and Moans and then put 2 into the Cage Rager. I was going to use the Bane Warriors to debuff with Dark Shroud, and then 2 charges from the Bane Riders will do quite a bit of damage at dice -2. So.
I was surprised you didn't use Banelord Tartarus to take out the Gorehound.
Yeah, that was definitely an option. So here we go again. These brutally underpowered Arc Nodes can't break armor on a knockdown guy. So
Armor 14. What was it? 8 to kill, wasn't it?
yeah, it was 8 to kill. Yeah, just power 7. It's just not funny. Okay, so BRT was starting.
Yeah.
I wanted the veteran leader over there. So with these rapid strikes, he started the chain off quite nicely.
He did. He took enough. So I think that's the difference between finishing stuff off. Cavalry can obviously hit quite hard, can't they? But you normally need at least 3 of them to.
Yeah.
And with you sending 1 at Skin and Moans, it wasn't necessarily going to finish it off.
No, it wasn't. So the next tech went and ran onto that flag because I wanted to get the Witch out of dodge. There was another Cage Rager set up there who was more than happy to be arcing spells at me. So again, in go the Bane Warriors, try and finish off these guys. This time they just walk round. I've got all the positioning I need. I can walk into the back arc, make it a lot easier to hit. Effectively power 13 weapon masters with Dark Shroud, so I don't even need to roll. And unfortunately, you tough like an absolute boss just here. So I think I killed 1 at the end of that little spree.
Yeah, they were. There's some lucky Dreadrots then.
Yeah,
Definitely. It's also worth mentioning now at the moment that you'll probably see the pace of play kick up because we both suddenly looked at clocks and I think it's about between 10 to 15 minutes in each clock, wasn't there? And
I think we were both sub 20 minutes at this point.
Yeah.
There's me just getting a machine wraith out of my box. I got an idea that they were actually knocked down and I wanted a machine wraith to just be hanging around and contesting that flag and be annoying. I was pretty sure on what the rule was about when you position the machine wraith from killing something, but I had to go and just double check. So Cav going in, we do a bit of damage on the Skins and Moans, and we do a significant amount of damage on this Cage Rager, but unfortunately don't kill it. I think it had 20 boxes at that point.
Yeah.
So I needed 2 12s to kill it with my charge damage, which didn't happen. So repo out of the way. Desecrator's going to have to go and do something. So at this point, I've moved over here, declaring what I was doing with him. So I double check, and we can't actually position a machine wraith down on where the guy was because of the wall. So Matt very nicely allowed me to change it to a run. So he just runs over there. The idea was wanted Skins and Moans to actually go over there and be out of my way. You can't have a Wraith engine just running around the back of you,
No.
doing nasty things.
Especially since the changes. They're not soft, are they? So.
No. So need to do something about this Gremlin Swarm. It's engaged. I get the Egregore into its back arc, get perfect conjunction, put some damage, get rid of it. So that's 2 of them gone with spells. Just a casual another 2 to get rid of. And Desecrator comes in, just confirm it's power 17, so 19 with it, and that's the end of that Cage Rager. So, pass turn, and now Matt can work out how to kill a lot of stuff again.
Yeah. So I've got 1 heavy left, but he's completely in the wrong place. Sorry, 2 heavies left, but one of them is wasted at the bottom, essentially. I'm not really fearful of that single knight that's left. I mean, obviously he needs to die, but he's not massive.
Yeah. This is the rabbit fight in the middle.
Oh, yeah, the rabbit. One rabbit bit another rabbit.
Yeah.
and did an awful lot of damage to said rabbit. So that was fun.
It's the first time I've actually seen them frenzy. And when you said they were threshold 3, I was like, this is not going to end well.
Yeah, well, no, I think the threshold's 6, but I was looking for 3s on the 4s or less on the dice.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still, it wasn't going to happen. But unfortunately, it meant with one frenzy and the other one lost his mind thanks to the attack from the first one. So that's, of those 5 Crabbits, 2 of them are goosed.
So we do a bit of Hulk smash here.
Yeah.
As you can see from the damage that's being applied on my tablet, it's all over by the shouting with the 2 initials.
Yep. I'd say I also had this idea of arcing a spell through him as well, so I thought, well, it's all good. Maybe get rid of that last Bane Knight, which I possibly should have done. This is the plan to get rid of the battle engine. So the king can walk up. You can then put blessing or blessed weapons and magic weapons onto the, well, it's Wraithbane, isn't it? Onto the Skin of Moans. The Skin of Moans can then go straight across into the Wraith engine. All works well, thanks to the king casting. Is it Host of Shadows?
Yeah, you needed Ghostly to get over.
Yeah,
that
to
rough
get
terrain.
Ghostly for both of them, which worked out quite nicely.
But then you actually realised when I pointed out that if you did the Sands of Fate into that warrior model,
Yes,
you were now completely out of control.
that's it. So we ended up staying still. And I arced a spell and killed.
Yeah. The final Bane Cavern in Unit A.
That's it, but leaving the king on nothing, which is never a nice position to be in.
Well, he's the king of nothing. So,
He's got nothing. Yeah, and then the well, he's power 19 at this point plus Dark Shroud for
21, you were
-2.
dice plus 3, and
Yeah,
yeah,
funnily enough.
just needed the 3 attacks to remove him.
Yeah,
So, did a turn of contesting which slowed down the scenario game for Matt just enough, really.
that's it. Yeah, I think I scored twice on this turn.
Yeah. Again, one of these stupid rabbits just goes in and just eats something.
I think it's Banelord Tart.
No, it's,
Oh, it's
the
the
Necrotech.
The Necrotech. But and then yeah, go into score with the.
Yeah.
I was wondering where the second point came from. And then the Crabbits go in to block all charge lanes. The idea being that if to get to them, they're going to have to be impact struck or killed so that they can get to the king. At which point he can then teleport away and jobs are good.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Gremlin Swarm goes in, gives my Desecrator something to think about, and you pass turn over to me.
yeah, nice and quick.
So again, pace of the game is really speeding up here. You don't realise, do you?
So you're watching it back.
Yeah. I know it's a marathon but not a sprint, but maybe a bit of sprinting in the first couple of turns might not be too bad.
Yeah. Yeah, rather than deep thinking. Yeah. So yeah, lost the Crabbit there, and I thought rather than take the risk, just get the king well away. I just didn't want some kind of not creepy, but some kind of cheesy assassination I haven't seen come through.
Well, it was coming because the Bane Riders were going to kill those guys, reposition out of the way, and then Infernal Machine was going on to the Desecrator, and he was going to go in and rip you a new one, hopefully.
Yeah. The negative of this, obviously, was the Skin of Moans is now out of my control, but
yeah,
I think you're going to deal with that issue.
Yeah, I think I'll leave it for a little bit first. I desperately want rid of these Dreadrots, so you can't contest this zone. So get rid of these. Tough is not your friend this turn.
No, I used the tough dice last turn, didn't I?
Yeah. And then the officer and one Bane get rid of that Crabbit that was contesting. Arknode runs into here, so I can get rid of the Gremlin Swarm in here. And I'll try and work out my best trigonometry of how to get a perfect conjunction with the Witch Coven, so I can get some boosted rolls in.
And then bye-bye Gremlin Swarm.
Yep. And pass turn, having scored again, I think it was 6-2 at this point. Oh,
Yeah,
right,
that was the last bit to contest the...
yeah, the top zone.
And at this... Now we're looking at it, and realistically, I've lost. I can't contest the top, so I lose a point in this turn. You get a point in your turn, so I'm now looking for either some kind of cheesy assassination angles. Something like a trample would have done it quite nicely, but obviously he's out of the range. I can't get no warrior models left, so I can't Sands of Fate anywhere near the Skin and Moans. I also, in fact, he just started badly and got worse because I thought, oh, that Cage Rager must be in range of the Jack, so I can score another 2 points potentially this turn. It'll be all good. And then we measured it and it was 1/4 inch out, by which point I'd already enraged it with Karianna.
Yeah. I don't know what she was going to do. Maybe run into that middle zone and be another model contesting.
Yeah, well, he could have run and she could have ancillary attacked, or
yeah, you did say this actually.
There's things she can do. It's not amazing, don't get me wrong, and it wouldn't have destroyed it. But yeah, c'est la vie. One thing I should have done that I didn't do is put dodge up on the king, because I took a while to do, not very much. The Cage Rager at the top frenzied and absolutely demolished one Bane Knight, but obviously that's pretty irrelevant at this point. This is me trying to see if I can run a Cage Rager to get an assassination angle on something, but realistically it was never going to happen. So he just runs, but obviously, as we've already discussed, you're more than 8 inches away, so he can't get to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can pretty much tell the game's closing out. So I put the 2 solos I can in to contest the middle zone. And then
start beating things up with rabbits again.
Yep. But sadly to fail this turn, because without some kind of boost, I think power 8 just isn't enough.
No. Maybe you could have arced Silent Touch onto it, but again, Silent Touch on that one model.
Yeah, it's not going to do much.
No.
So this was, game was pretty much in your favour, wasn't it?
Yeah, so Vengeance moves BLT into the back of a rabbit, does a bit of damage, rapid strikes, finishes that one off. So I'm just doing the classical thing really of I'm cavalry, I should be able to hit even though I do miss with one. You've got a lot lower armour, so I'll get you to transfer that onto the beast and kill the beast that way.
Yep. And he shreds the Cage Rager.
He finishes it off. One witch onto that flag just in case. A couple of Bane Warriors going over there, and then some reasonable dice on one of them does enough to finish it, I think.
Yeah.
The other ones couldn't hit for toffee.
And there we go.
Yeah, scenario win. A true Coven game.
That was it. Although, luckily, longer than 3 turns. Which is all that I cared about initially.
It's a really good game. Thank you very much, Matt.
No, it was. Yeah, it was good from both sides. Like I say, it's the first game I played into the Coven. Yeah, and just... It wasn't unbalanced, which is, I think, something we said afterwards, wasn't it? It wasn't like sometimes you watch games or you play the games and it's completely one-sided and you feel like it's almost cheated, but there was no point.
No, I've played you a couple of times now with the King, and you've got quite good with him, and also you played into different Cryx lists than mine and did well against that.
Yeah.
It gave you a bit more confidence about what you could actually do with the list.
That's it.
And as we were saying, he's got a really good toolkit to actually get on and get things done.
Yeah.
And I was really conscious of his ability to whittle out my units.
Yeah, which I think maybe next time would have been worth doing a bit more, trying to get the model counts down from like the big unit of Bane Warriors and maybe some more of the Knights to then, because they're your threat ranges, aren't they?
Yeah. Once you've brought Skin and Moans into within 9 inches of Bane Warriors, they can probably go and kill it.
Yeah.
So
that's it. So no, but it was a good game. So yeah, I think unless there's anything else you want to add in or comments to make. So yeah, thanks for watching, and it's that usual sort of YouTubey thing, isn't it? Comment, like, tell your mates, don't tell your mates, do whatever you want. Hopefully we'll have another game up maybe next week. We've not got anything booked in yet, but I'm sure we can sort something. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon.
Thank you. Bye.